Welcome back to part 2 of our Introduction to Modern Classroom. We went through most of the parts of Modern Classroom in the previous video. If you haven't watched that yet, make sure to go back and watch that one first. But we've got a few more things to cover before you are really an expert on Modern Classroom and how our English 10 class is going to work this year. So let's dive right in. I mentioned the objectives calendar in the last video. These will be posted on Schoology for each unit, and you can also find them on the front page of your unit packet. These are basically the unit at a glance. They show you everything that you're going to be working on in the unit. They've got the lesson name, the target date, which remember is the expected deadline but not a hard deadline. It'll let you know what skills you'll be using, what the objective of the lesson is, so what we're trying to learn. And finally, in the rightmost column, there will be a checklist with all of the activities in the lesson so that you can keep track of what you've already done and what you've got left to do before you move on to the next lesson. You might be wondering about grading in this class. Unit packets will contain must do, should do, and aspire to do assignments. So what do those mean? You might not have heard those terms before if you're not used to Modern Classroom. Well, they mean pretty much what they sound like. Must do assignments are key material. They are central to our learning. You cannot do the lesson without these. All mastery checks are must do's. Should do assignments are important. They give you more practice and help you master content, but they're not quite as critical as the must do's. If you're falling behind pace, focus on those must do's first. And finally, there are the aspire to do's. If you are on or ahead of pace, you're really engaged with the material and you want to deepen your understanding or be creative, these are your chance to do so. These are kind of like optional activities. They will help your grade, but you get to choose when and how you want to engage with them. If you're behind on your work, don't worry about the aspire to do's. Focus on the key materials first. Then, of course, you'll have a summative assessment at the end of each unit. These will be worth most of your grade. Summatives are weighted 80%, whereas all other work is weighted 20%. But remember, you have to have completed all mastery checks from the unit in order to qualify for the summative. So if you don't turn in some of your formative work, those must-dos, you won't even be able to do the summative for the unit because you haven't learned what you need to learn. Let's say you need help. We all get questions sometimes. The great news is, in a modern classroom, there are tons of resources available to help you. I'm here, of course, but you've also got your classmates and your Chromebooks. If you have a simple question, ask 3 before me. What that means is turn to the folks at your table, see if one of them knows the answer. They'll be able to help you out a lot more quickly than I can, and you'll benefit from learning what your classmates know. If you need to review something, a great source will be these videos on Schoology. If you forget what the objectives calendar is, go back and rewatch the first part of this video. And if you still have questions or something that you need a deeper look at, come ask a teacher or sit at the teacher pod, the desks in the center of the room, and we'll be happy to give you a bit more help. There are some basic expectations in this classroom that myself and all of you as students should abide by to help things work well and help us be a productive learning community. The first one is that you use your time efficiently. Because Modern Classroom is self-paced, you've got a lot of power in choosing what you do with your time each day. In order to be successful, you'll need to develop those skills of planning out what you need to do in class each day. The way the course is designed, if you use your in-class time effectively, you won't have any homework for this class. However, if you're goofing off on your phone in class or you're just talking to friends the whole time, well, then you're not going to be getting your work done, and it'll be your responsibility to make up that work outside of our class time. Our second expectation is to stay positive. If you need help, that's fine. Feel free to ask for it and get it. If you fail an assignment, that's fine. Remember, you can always review, revise, and learn. That is what school is all about. Believe in yourself, keep a positive attitude, keep trying. If you have a question, ask it. Again, school's about learning, and you can't learn if you don't ask questions. Think about all those sources of help that we just talked about. Take advantage of them. If you have a problem, or if you cause a problem, fix it. We all make mistakes, we all have bad days. That's fine. No one's going to hold you accountable for that as long as you take responsibility. It's one of our Hawk values. Honesty, accountability is the big one there. So make sure that if you mess something up, whether that's leaving a mess on the table or upsetting a classmate, take the steps to make it better. And as part of that, be respectful towards your classmates, your teachers, and yourself. Take care of the people around you, set boundaries for yourself. If you feel like you're not being respected by someone, including by your teachers, please let us know so that we can talk about it and make it work for everyone. So overall, English 10 has a clear plan on deadlines, grades, how to get help, and our classroom expectations. So all students, that means you, can be successful. Take a look at the notes in your packet. If you've still got any questions on them, well, now you know how to get help. And now you are pretty much a master of Modern Classroom.